Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to Fluid Football, and in this video we have episode 9 of Transfer Roundup. There's been some big deals, confirmed deals as well. So yeah, I'm going to get straight into it. We're not going to mess around. The first player we have is David Raya to potentially Arsenal. I know I said he signed them, but he hasn't signed yet. And this is a strange one, I think, for Arsenal. Obviously, this is very, very advanced. I think it will happen. But, yeah, this is a strange one, you know. You've got Aaron Ramsdale, who, in my opinion, should be England's number one. Or Nick Pope should be. One of them should be. I don't think Aaron Ramsdale is a bad goalkeeper. Yes, he's got a mistake in him. Yes, he's not great with, you know, passing out from the back. But Arsenal are going to have two very good goalkeepers. And I just don't think this can work, to be honest. I think there's going to be some unhappy people. You know, if Raya starts, Ramsdale's going to be unhappy. If Ramsdale starts, Raya's going to be unhappy. I can't see this working. You need to sell one of them. Because whoever is the backup is too good to be a backup goalkeeper, in my opinion. And it's a strange one. You know, I don't know what Arsenal are doing. You know, David Raya's a brilliant goalkeeper. You know, he starts last season just for the Premier League, unbelievable. He was like first in most stats. But you know, David Raya is a ball-playing goalkeeper. You know, where Ramsdale isn't. So maybe Arteta's looking at this. You know, you look what every big club has now. City with Ederson, Liverpool with Alisson, United with Onana. Maybe Arsenal want this and need it. But yeah, I just don't see how this is going to work between Ramsdale and Raya, because one of them needs to be sold. But the next player we have on the list is Gonzalo Ramos, potentially to PSG. Again, this deal is very, very advanced. Yeah, this is a really, 80 million. You know, PSG obviously tried to hijack the Højlund to Manchester United deal, but Højlund just wanted Manchester United. But Ramos is a good player. You know, he's a very good player, Gonzalo Ramos. Very young, very high potential. And yeah, I actually think that he will do well at PSG. You know, Benfica again getting a ridiculous deal. You know, Benfica one of those clubs again, like Dortmund, like Ajax, who, you know, buy players for cheap or get them from the academy and sell them for ridiculous amounts of money. You know, so props to Benfica. 18 million, I think, is the fee. He's a good player, Gonzalo Ramos. I do like him. Pretty sure he got a hat-trick, didn't he, in the World Cup? Could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he did. But yeah, this is a good move for PSG. You know, this is the Mbappe replacement for me. Obviously, we don't know what Mbappe is going to do yet. But this is the replacement long-term for Kylian Mbappe. I mean, he won't replicate what Mbappe did. Nobody will. But he's a young player with high potential. And this is a good move for PSG. Because he is one of the top strikers in the world at a young age. So yeah, I think that's a very good move for Paris Saint-Germain. The next player will go into my club, Manchester United. Rasmus Højlund, announced as a Manchester United player. Finally, we got this deal done. You know, people comparing him to Haaland, it's hilarious. You know, just because they're Scandinavian and they have similar surnames, people are comparing them. They're nothing alike. You know, they're nothing alike. Haaland is a robot. Højlund isn't. You know, Højlund is 20 years old. He's you know, Ten Hag's going to develop him. I try to say developmental, but, you know, Ten Hag's going to develop him. You know, he wanted Harry Kane, Erik Ten Hag, and this might shock a few people, but I did not want Harry Kane. I didn't want him. I did not want him. it may shock a few people, but I did not want Harry Kane. Just because, yes, Harry Kane's going to guarantee you 25, 30 Premier League goals. Guarantees you. But we were only going to have him for 2-3 years. And in my opinion, Manchester United are not going to win the Premier League within that time. So we're getting Rasmus Højlund in, 20 years old. Again, a young striker like Ramos. It's for the future. And, we could have potentially a number 9 for the next 10 years if it all works out well. He's a huge Manchester United fan, meaning I don't think he's going to leave Manchester United. If it goes horribly wrong and he flops massively, then he might leave. But why would he leave Manchester United? He's a boyhood United fan, so he's living the dream, Rasmus Højlund. But yeah, the expectation is going to be high. Just for the price tag, I think we paid 72 million for him. But I expect him to be fine. I think if he can get between 10, 15 Premier League goals this upcoming season, I'm happy with that. A bit of news though on Højlund. He did get an injury in Atalanta training, so he ain't going to play for like the first 3 weeks of the Premier League season, which is a bit annoying, but we can't do anything about it. Next player, Ousmane Dembele to Paris Saint-Germain again. PSG doing business up in the attack. This deal is very advanced as well. I expect it to get done. 50 million for Dembele. I think that's the release clause of Dembele. I think PSG paid the release clause. Again, Dembele is a really good player on his day. That's the issue though. On his day, it's very rarely he has that. But he's French. Moving to France could help him, settle in a little bit better. When he was at Dortmund, I thought he was an unbelievable player. Unbelievable. But then he went to Barcelona, didn't really do that great. You remember that announcement video that he had at the stadium, and he failed to do keepy ups. Yeah, it's not really gone well since then for Ousmane Dembele. But no, I think he'll do all right at PSG. I mean, you're not really playing in a competitive league. You're going to win the league most years. So, yeah, I think this is a good move for PSG. He is relatively young still. Yes, injuries have been an issue with Dembele, and, he can't help that. It's kind of dampened his career a little bit. But, no, I think this is a good move for PSG. He's a tricky winger. Skills, got a great weak foot as well. So, shoot on both feet, cutting either side. I think it's a good player, and it's a good sign for PSG. Next player, confirmed, Disasi, that's how you say his name, to Chelsea. Very good signing this. Very good signing from Chelsea. From Monaco, I believe. I don't think it was that expensive as well. I think it was under 50 million. He's a very good centre-back, Disasi. He really is. I think Manchester United will link with him as well. Obviously, we didn't get him. Chelsea got him. And I think this is the Fofana replacement. Obviously Wesley Fofana got injured again for Chelsea, so that's been a shocking transfer. Fofana 80 million hasn't worked out, but Disasi I think goes straight into that team. Thiago Silva and Disasi will be my starting centre backs if I was Pochettino. Yes, you've got Colwill, Levy Colwill, who I think is going to be an exceptional player. But he's very young, Levy Colwill. He needs time to develop and grow into that centre back role because it is a big position on a football pitch. But Disasi, is a very good defender, reads the game very well. He's quite fast. Doesn't really get caught out for speed, from what I've seen. But yeah, I think this is a good move for Chelsea. They've needed a centre back because of that Fofana injury, and they've got a relatively good one in my opinion. So yeah, don't see anything wrong with that move from Chelsea. But the next player we have is Sadio Mane, confirmed to Al Nassr to join Cristiano Ronaldo. Didn't really work out for Mane at Bayern, did it? Didn't really work out at all. And, you know, we all thought it did. You know, it was unbelievable for Liverpool for like 5 years. You know, went to Bayern, easier league, didn't go well. Obviously had a fight with Sane, which was probably the end of Mane, to be honest, if you're having a fight with a teammate. But, you know, Mane to join Ronaldo at El Nassr, you know, what a lethal combination that could be. You know, it's another player going to the Saudi Arabian League. We will be making a video on this because it's getting out of hand. But yeah, I don't really have to say much on that because it's just a player, again, going to the Saudi Arabia League. But the final player we have on the list this week is Gvardiol, confirmed to Manchester City. Finally, this deal got done. You know, it was in jeopardy a little bit. You know, Fabrizio said, here we go, and he wasn't confirmed for like another 2-3 weeks. I think something happened with like the agreement, it was wrong, I don't really know, but it is confirmed now. And yeah, Manchester City have got one of the best young centre-backs in world football. You know, you look at their defence now, Manchester City, Gvardiol, Stones, Diaz, Ake, Akanji, Walker, you know, he's still there, Kyle Walker. They have options, and Gvardiol will go straight into that team. You know, it'll be him and Diaz at the back. It will be. And, you know, Diaz isn't really a fast defender as Gvardiol is. You know, he is built, Gvardiol. You know, if you looked at him, you wouldn't really think he has any pace, but he is quite fast. But yeah, 77 million, you know, the second most expensive defender in the world. Harry Maguire being the first, still don't know what we were thinking, but yeah, Gvardiol to Man City is a great deal. And, you know, the thing with Manchester City and why they're so good and why they've been so successful, you know, for this past 10 years is because whoever they sign work, apart from a few. You know, whoever Manchester City sign, they always get it to work out. You know, and that's down to Pep Guardiola, that's down to good scouting. You know, Manchester City had the best in class at pretty much everything. And other teams try and need to replicate it because you're not going to win anything if you don't have the best in class. But nah, Gvardiol, what a centre-back, what a signing. This will work. If this fails, I am stunned. You know, I know Manchester City fans are excited about this deal, and you know, should be. You know, one of the best up-and-coming young centre-backs in world football. But yeah, guys, that is it for week 9 of transfer roundup. We have some big deals this week go through, confirmed deals as well. Let me know, guys, in the comments, what do you think of the transfers made this week? And yeah, please like, please subscribe, and I'll catch you next week.